repeats again and
Exactly,
again.
exactly. Very good. For example, have you guys used Amazon?
Yes.
Okay. So let me open Amazon first. First, we'll discuss what, why do we use loops. Okay. For example, here in Amazon, I am going to search for, let's say, laptops. Okay. So this is being built with HTML and CSS. Like whatever you see on the website is being built with HTML and CSS. Okay. This image, this heading, and this paragraph, and everything is being built with HTML and CSS. So this design is being repeated maybe thousands of times. So my question is, are we going to code this part like this? Wait, let me highlight it. So are we going to code this part like image, heading, paragraph, and everything, the buttons and stuff, for thousands of times?
No.
No. So what should we do? We have discussed about this yesterday. If you want to do exactly, what we are going to do is we are going to make this one into a function. Okay, maybe let's say let's call this function maybe card. So we have created a function with the name of card, and it has this design. But now we want to call that function thousand times maybe. Let's say I want to call that function thousand times. So would I write function like this? Maybe let's say card. Do I have to write this function like this for thousand times? Although this doesn't make any sense, or does it? Yes, it doesn't make any sense. So here comes the loops. So basically loops are used to iterate over something again and again for a constant number of time. Okay, whatever you specify, they are going to basically run again and again for that particular time. Okay, so let us start. We have a lot of loops. Okay, but there are three main loops. Let me make it go live first, and then we can discuss about the three main loops. And yeah, we have empty console. Okay, first of all, do you guys get the concept of loops, like theoretical part? Okay, so basically whenever you want to repeat something again and again, we use loops. We have three kinds of loop. We have for loop, we have while loop, and then we have do while loop. We have a lot of loops, but these three are the general loops, like the common loops. Okay, so now I'm gonna write this for loop. Okay, so you guys know what the concept is here. So first let me disable these autocomplete. Yes, now it's disabled probably. Oh, it's not. It's saying status off, so why is it auto completing it? Okay, now it's off, probably off. Okay, so the thing, so basically loops are functions. Okay, so I'm gonna say for and then parenthesis. So that's the syntax for loop. Okay, this for loops takes in three things from me. Okay, first thing is, where do you want to start the loop from? Okay, for example, what I want to do right now is I want to print hello world for 10 times. Okay, like I want to console log hello world 10 times, so I'm going to use loop. Okay, we can use this. Okay, we can say console.log and hello world, and we can copy it 10 times or 20 times or whatever, but again this doesn't make any sense. This isn't right. Okay, because we are doing the same thing and we are just copying pasting the same code again and again. So what we should do is we are gonna make this line go in a loop. Okay, because we want to repeat it again and again. So first thing we are going to do what? We are going to use for loop. So we are just going to write for, and this for takes three things from you, and the first thing is, where do you want to start the loop from? The second thing is, where do you want to end the loop? And the third thing is, what do you want to do after each cycle? Okay, first thing is what? Where do we want to start the loop from? The second thing is what? Where do we want to end the loop? And the third thing is, what do we want to do after each cycle completes? Okay. Okay, does the
Okay.
okay. So we want to print hello world 10 times. So from where do we want to start the loop from? Like what would be the starting position? What's going to be the starting position?
0.
0, 0, exactly. So we're going to say let I, like we want to take a variable in this for loop, and we're going to say 0. We want to start the loop from 0, like number 0, semicolon. The second thing is, where do we want to end the loop? Where do we want to end the loop? Like it's 10 times we want to print
10.
10. So yeah, so we're going to say you have to continue this loop until I is less than 10. Why not equals to? Why not less than or equals to? Why haven't I put equals to here? Why just less than 10? Because the loop is being started from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many numbers we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, because 0 is included. If we were to do this, like less than or equal to 10, now we have how many numbers? Now this would count up to 11 numbers because we have 0 included. That's why we are going to just write less than 10. Like we want to continue this loop while I is less than 10. Last thing it's going to take from me is, what do we want to do after each cycle? So what do we want to do? We want to increase I by 1 so that it can reach up to 10. So how can we do that? We can say I plus plus. So plus plus would mean that take the previous value of I and add only 1 in it. Okay, if we were to do this, like plus equals to 2, what would this mean? What do you think this would mean?
Would
If
increase to by 2.
good, it's going to increase by 2. So if you were to do this, multiply equal 3, what would this mean? It's going to multiply the value of I with 3 with after every cycle, but we want to increase the I by 1, so plus plus and then curly braces. So what you see here is the basic syntax of for loop. I'm going to go over it again, okay, but for the moment I'll just write console log here, console.log, and let's say I'm going to say salam world.
What does the double I plus mean? What does it do?
I plus plus,
Yeah, what does this do?
it basically increments I by 1. It adds 1 to I. Okay, for every cycle it's gonna add 1 to I. I'm gonna explain it again. Look, wait, first of all let's see here, let's see in the console, how many times do we have salam world here printed? We have 10 times. So if you were to increase this to 100, what do you think would happen? What's gonna happen?
110.
Exactly, it's gonna print 100 times. Okay, so how is this happening? I'm gonna go over it again. Okay, so we have said the loop should start from 0 and it should go until I is less than 0, and for every cycle add 1 to this I. So how is this running? Okay, so the value of I is 0. Okay, it's going to read this thing first, so I is 0. Then it's going to read the second thing. Now you guys are going to tell me, is 0 less than 10 or not? Is 0 less than 10 or not?
Yeah.
Yes, so it's gonna print out the body of this function. So we have one hel salam world printed, and the fourth step is it's gonna increment 1 to the I. So now instead of 0, now we have what here? Now I is incremented by 1. We have 1 added to this I. What would be here now? 1. Good, now it's 1. Let me do this. Okay, although you shouldn't save it because it's gonna change it everything. Okay, now it's 1. Now is 1 less than 10? Is the 1?
Yeah.
Yes. So it's gonna go where? The I plus plus or the body? It's gonna read the body. Okay, so now we have console.log salam world again. So now we have 2 times it being printed. The fourth thing it's going to do is it's going to increment I by 1 again. So now I is what? It was 1 before, 2, now it's 2. So is 2 less than 10? True. So it's going to go again over to the function body and it's going to print console log. So now we have 3 salam world printed. The fourth step is it's going to increment I. So now we have what here? 3. Now we have 3. Is 3 less than 10? Yes. So it's going to go where? I plus plus or console log? Console log, yeah. So we have how many salam words printed? 4. And the fourth step is going to increment I. So now we have, instead of 3 we have what here? 4. So this is going to be continued until we have 10 here. For example, let's say it continues and now we have 9 here. Okay, tell me. 4, let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now we have, let's say I is equal to 9. So is 9 less than 10?
Yeah.
True. So it's going to go where? Console log, yeah, good. So we have now 10 times salam work being printed, and the fourth step is going to increment I. Okay. So now instead of 9 we have what here? It increments it by 1. So what do we have here now? 10. Good. So is 10 less than 10? No. So it's gonna get out of this loop. Okay, it's not gonna run anymore now. So we have 10 salam words being printed in the console. So this is how loop is being working. I'm gonna go over the sketch again. So let me copy this. I'm going to do this sketch here, paste, and okay. So what's the first step? It's going to read this condition, and this is in 0. This is our first step. Then it's going to check the second condition. This is the second step. And then what's it going to do? This one or this one? The console, yeah, the function body, like inside these parentheses. So this is the third step. And lastly, it's going to read the condition, like what should you do after each iteration count. So this is what's happening in for loop. It's going to continue unless this condition gets false. Okay, it's going to continue doing it unless this condition gets false. As long as this condition is true, like as long for this case, as long as I is less than 10, it's going to console logging salam world.
So for the third step, the I increases by 1?
No, it's the fourth step. The third step is the function body is going to be executed, like everything inside these curly braces. Okay, and the fourth step, I is being incremented by 1 step. Okay, now my question to you guys is, what's going to happen now? Like, I want you to take your time and then tell me. How many times do we have salam word printed? Oh wait, it's not 10,
10 times?
it's 0. Now, how many salam words would we have?
5 times?
Oh, very good. It's gonna be 5 times. So we have only 5 salam words. And how is that? So I is 0. Is 0 less than 10? Yes. So it's gonna print salam word. So we have 1 salam word printed. Then the fourth step is gonna increment it by 2 now. So now instead of 0 we have what here? Now what do we have here? 2. Yes, we have 2. So is 2 less than 10?
Yes.
True. So it's gonna print it, and we have 2 salam words. Then it's gonna increment it 2 again by 2. So now we have 4 here. Instead of 2, now we have 4. So 4 is less than 10. It's gonna console log it again. So we have 3 console logs. Then it's gonna increment it by 2 again. So now we have instead of 4 we have 6 here. So is 6 less than 10? True. Is gonna print it. So now we have 4 console logs. After printing it, it's going to increment I by 2. So now we have, instead of 6, we have no, sorry, it was 8. So now instead of, no, it was 6. So now instead of 6 we have 8 here. So is 8 less than 10? True. Is going to print it, and now we have 5 salam words. And now again it's going to increment it by 2. So now instead of 8 we have 10 here. So is 10 less than 10? No. It's going to get outside of this condition. So we have 5 salam words. Okay, now I'm going to change this condition like this. How many salam words would we have now? I want you to take your time. How many salam words would we have?
It will be 0.
Very good. Exactly. It's gonna be 0. How is that? How is that? Your answer is correct. Exactly. Very good. So we have said that I is 10. So is 10 less than 10? No. It's not less than 10. So it's not gonna be executed. JavaScript is gonna get out of this for. Okay. Okay. So now let's print the tables for 2. Okay, like 2 1s are 2 and 2 2s are 4 and 2 3s are 6 and so on. Before that, I want to print counting from 0 to 10. So I'm gonna start my loop from 0, go up to 10, and every time I want to add 1 to I. So I want to print counting from 0 to 10. What should I do? What is being changed again and again? What is something here that is being, yeah? Very good, it's I. So we can just console.log I. So we have counting from 0 up to 9. But what I want to do is, I want to print counting from 1 to 10. Like it should start from 1 and ends at 10. So what should I do? Like, exactly, very good. So we can change it to 1 and then, is that it? It's already less than 10. So yeah, good. So it should be equals to, because 1 to 10 is 1 to less than 10 is going to be 9. Look, it will only be 9. We want to have 10 as well. We want to include the 10. So we can say this loop should continue if we have 10 as well. So it's going to be 10. But you should always remember that loop always starts from 0, and you guys are going to get this concept a bit later. Okay, why we should always start the loops from 0. But I don't want to change the loop now. Now without changing the loop, how can we achieve this? Like I want to start from 1 and end at 10, not 9, without changing the loop.
So you could make I less than 11?
Yeah, very good. That is very good. We can do this. So it's gonna still be 0 to 10. It's not gonna start from 1. We don't want to change the loop thing. Like it's a really small thing, but it has a lot of logic involved. What can we do so that we have 1 to 10 printed, not 0 to 9? Thing. Now you guys are actually.
Can we start at 1?
We don't have to change the loop. Okay, it's not mandatory. Sorry, it's not convenient to change the loop. Loop should always start from 0. Without changing the loop, how can we do that? Okay, this is quite simple. So basically loop starts from what? 0. So basically the first time loop runs, I is what? The first time it runs. What's the value of I the first time? 0. So if we were to add 1 to it, what's going to happen now? The first time the loop runs, I is 0, but we are adding 1 to I. So what would be the value of I in the beginning? It will be 1. So what's the last value of I? What is the last value of I? It's 9. Okay, it's 9. So but we add 1 to the 9, so what's gonna happen? It'll be now 10. So now we have loop continuing from 1 to 10. Okay. Okay, now we are going to do something interesting here. So what we want to do is, I want to print the table for 2. What should I do? Now this time I'm not going to tell you guys. You have to sort it out yourself. So what do you think we should do? I want to print table for 2. Like it should be like this. Like the first time it prints should be 2, and then 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 18, and 20. Like this should be my output. Okay, console, and then what? Very good. And plus 2. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. We can do plus 2, but it's gonna be like this. You guys are getting there. But again, every time, for example, the first time loop runs, it's 0 plus 2 is gonna be 2. The second time, the value of I is 1. So 1 plus 2 is gonna be 3. So think of something else. Very good. It's gonna be multiply by 2. Like for every iteration, take the value of I and multiply it with 2. But although it's correct, but we have a little problem here. It's starting from 0 and ending at 18. We want to start it from 2 and end at 20, not 18. Okay, first tell me, why is it starting from 0? Why is it starting from 0? Because I is 0. Good. So how can we change that? We did it just like 2 minutes ago. Good. We can do what? I plus 1. Although this is correct, but it's not going to get you the desired output. So what's happening here? And this is something very good. Exactly. We have to do that. Do this. So yesterday you guys told me about the order of execution or order of steps. It was something like that. Yeah, order of operations. So basically, multiplication always take the precedence. Okay. So what's happening here is, it's multiplying this first and then adding it to I. We don't want that. We want to add first and then we want to multiply. So what should we do? We can wrap up this I plus 1 in a bracket. So what's going to happen now is, it's going to execute this first and then multiply it with 2. So now we have a perfect table here. Okay, but what I want to do is like this. Like I want to make it more interesting. So let's say I want to do like this. 2x1 equals to 2, and then 2x2 is equals to 4, and then 2x3 is equals to 6, and so on, up until 2x10 is equals to 20. So this is what I want. So tell me, how can I do that? You guys already did this part. 2, 4, 6, 20. You guys are already getting that with this one. But now we want to have this written with this as well. This. So how can we do that? Think. Okay. Okay. We did it, and then. Oh, very good. Exactly. We have to do backticks. Why is that? Because 2x1, it's a string. 2x1 equals to, it's a string. Okay, and this is the variable. This is the calculation we want to do. So that's why we have to use backticks. So we can do what? 2x. So what's going to happen here is, it's going to print this how many times? It's going to do it 10 times. So we have 2x being printed 10 times. Okay. So now we want to do 2x1, 2x2, 2x3, and so on. So how can we do that? Very good. And then curly brackets, Very good. We have to do I plus 1 because we want to increment I by 1. So we have perfect 2x 1 2 3 and so on. Now we want to add equals to as well. So what should we do? Here, like this. Yeah, outside of this. Good. So outside of this. So we have now equals to incremented here as well. Okay, now we what we want to do is we want to perform the output here. So how can we do that? Dollar sign. Good. Curly brackets is spoiling everything here. And then we want to multiply 2 with I plus 1, just like we did a few minutes ago. Okay, first we want to make the I plus 1 to take the precedence. So we want to put it in a bracket and then I plus 1 and then multiply it with 2. And that's it. We have a proper table print. Okay? Okay. So now let's do the same thing with another loop. Okay, do you guys get the concept, the basic concept of loops? Did you guys get it? Okay, okay, great. So let me put comment here. Now while loop is a much cleaner yet a really dangerous approach. Why am I calling it dangerous? I'll let you know. Okay, so let's say first for while loop you have to take a variable outside the loop. Okay, and then you do what? You do while. Okay, and then curly brackets. Sorry, not curly brackets, parentheses. Now inside these parentheses you are going to write your condition. So I'm going to say I is less than 10. Okay, we want to do what? We want to continue something while I is less than 10, and what I want to do right now is I'm going to say console.log, let's say salam. So how many times, okay, wait, something's wrong here. Let me remove this one and let me make it go live, because we had a problem and I wanted to ask you for that problem. Okay, so I'm gonna do while here, while I'm gonna say while I is less than 10, console dot log and salam, and this is how while works. So my question to you guys is, how many times is this console log going to run? Okay, any more answers? Read it like a computer. Read this like a computer. So, okay, so the first odd is always 10. That's exactly understandable. But I want you to see it again. Okay, let's read it like a computer. We said here that I is 0. Okay, so we're saying this should run while I is less than 10. Okay, so the value of I is 0. So is 0 less than 10? Yeah. So it's gonna run. Okay, it's just gonna run. Okay, so I is never incremented, like it never gets more than 0. It's always 0. So I is always less than 10 because this I is not being added or incremented anywhere. Like we are not incrementing it anywhere. So what's happening here is I is 0. So 0 is less than 10, and it's always going to be less than 10 because we are not incrementing I anywhere. We are not adding 1 to I anywhere. So how many times is it going to run? Infinite, exactly. And you have to watch it, like you have to take a lot of care for this while loop, because if you don't, I've saved it, your browser is going to crash and you have to restart your browser then. Okay, it's not going to stop now. Okay, in fact there would come a time when it's gonna eat up all my RAM and I have to shut down my computer to restart it. So that's why you should never do that. and you should never do that. Okay, let me stop my server as well. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say plus plus, like I want to add I every time this loop runs. So now I'm going to take it go live again, and now we have how many times console log being printed? 10 times. So how is it happening? So we've said I is 0. So while I is less than 10, console first log salam and then increment I by 1. So what's happening is, what's going to happen here is, wait, let me do it with 5. So I is 0. Is 0 less than 5? Is 0 less than 5? Yes. So it's going to print salam. So we have 1 salam, and then it's going to increment I. So now instead of 0 we have 1 here. Okay, so is 1 less than 5? Yes. It's going to print it, increment it. We have 2 here. 2 is less than 5. True. It's going to print it, increment it. Now we have 3. 3 is less than 5. True. Print it, increment it. Now we have 4. 4 is less than 5. Print it, increment it. Now we have 5 here. So 5 is less than 5? No. So it's going to get outside of the loop. Okay, so this is the while loop. It's much cleaner, okay, but again dangerous, because most of the times developers and programmers forget to write this I++, and it's going to ruin your program. Okay, it's going to crash your browsers. So that's why you should always be really cautious with this one. Okay, so this is the while loop. Okay, it's quite simple and quite cleaner as compared to for loop, but again mostly we use for loops, like it's kind of like a favorite for developers. Okay, I've commented it out, and now we are going to discuss our last loop, and it's called do while loop. Okay, and it already judged that we want to do while. So the syntax for do while is, first we want to write do and then curly braces. Okay, and I'm going to take a variable here as well. So I'm going to say let I is equals to 0. So we're going to say console dot log and yeah salam, and after each salam increment I, and then after these do braces we write while, like the condition comes after the implementation. So we're going to say while I is less than 10. So how many times do you think this is going to run? We're saying that do this as long as I is less than 10. So how many times is it going to run? 10 exactly. Yes, it's going to run 10 times. So if these two, the while loop and do while, are doing as the same thing, so why the separate loops? Like why different loops? Because how many times is it going to run now? Think. Sorry. 1. Okay, why is that? Why 1? Exactly, very good. So the difference between while and do while is that the condition returns you anything, even if the output returns you sorry, the difference between while and do while is the do while always returns you the output even if the condition is wrong. It always returns you the output at least once even if the condition is wrong. Okay, what does that mean? I is 11 and we have said do this while I is less than 10. Here the condition is false, but the code is always read from top. So what's going to happen is it's going to do this and then it's going to read the condition. So even though the condition is wrong, it's still going to print this one, because do while at least prints it one time even if the condition is false. So we would have this salam even the condition is false. Why? Because code is always read from top. So it's going to do this and then it's going to read the condition. Okay, so do you guys get the concept of the difference between while and do while? Like while only runs if the condition is true, whereas the do while runs at least once even if the condition is false. Okay,
Yeah.
any questions? Okay, so what do you have to do for the homework? You have to print table for 2 with for loop, table of 3 with while loop, and table of 4 with do while loop. Okay, and tomorrow inshallah we would have the last topic for boring JavaScript, and then after that we are going to move towards really amazing JavaScript that would include stuff like, wait, let me open a website that I did create in maybe 2020, and yeah, stuff like this. Can you see the animations? So this, and
Yeah.
and can you see these animations, like when I move my mouse, these icons behind them start moving. And can you see this, like it's being we have a typing effect here. So all of this is being achieved by JavaScript. For example, if I were to click on
Oh,
this,
that's cool.
yeah, it is really cool. JavaScript is really cool. Up until this point, it was really boring, I know, but these concepts are really important to implement stuff like this. For example, like this, if I were to click on resume, we have a resume coming from top, like it slides from the top. Okay, if I were to click on cross, it's gonna move back, and if I were to scroll a bit down, we have animations coming up. Okay, these sliders what you see here, it's all built with JavaScript. Okay, so all of this is being built with JavaScript is used to do these kind of stuff. Okay, so inshallah in our next class we would be studying these kinds of thing, inshallah. Okay, so any questions?
No.
Okay, so did you guys get the homework? I'm gonna upload the assignment on the portal as well, so if you have any questions you can ask, and if you don't,
Okay.
you can leave, and we'll inshallah meet tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay,
Assalamualaikum.
walaikum salam, Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah Allah Hafiz.